There's a plaque in Oxford, and I wince at this story because it's yet another story that centres on Nadine Dorries. Um, and it's just come out literally an hour ago that the DCMS has granted Grade 2 listed status to a plaque in Oriel College. Not the statue, as far as I can see. The statue, which is outside on the facade, hasn't got listed status. The plaque on the inside, which is fairly run of the mill. I mean, it's an interesting Edwardian plaque, 1906. I mean, I've seen so many of these, particularly as I lived in Moscow for a while, and they are to a penny down the road. And this is the sort of plaque which is likely to cause to further flame the debate. It's a plaque about of Cecil Rhodes. There's a huge campaign, Rhodes Must Fall. It's really targeted on the statue on the facade, which I think that is a that's really a celebrated landmark, and it simply needs to be contextualized. The plaque on the on the wall, I think, could quite happily go, and that would be a small sacrifice to make. And historic England had deemed that the plaque lacked richness of detail, and I'm inclined to agree. I think it also I think it also doesn't quite capture the essence of the man himself. If you compare the image on the plaque with the image that you can find in etchings and so on, well, it's not a very good likeness, really. So once again, the DCMS seems to be spending a lot of time doing something which is perhaps not essential at the moment, which is simply going to stoke up problems, and it isn't dealing with the things which are important. It just comes back to the same issue again and again and again, that the DCMS is being run by people who don't have a great interest in the issues of entertainment and and of our culture and of our media. They might have an interest in sport. Now, the first minister in Boris's government was Nicky Morgan, and then there was a fellow called Wright, or was he before her? And at the beginning of the period, it was Matt Hancock. Matt Hancock, he of the Gina Coladangelo pencil department, and the mind just boggles. So many ministers in charge of this department, and not a single one of them seems to have focus on what it's about. And Nadine Dorries is no better than any of the others. Is she any worse? Well, that's really for others to conclude, but I have my own opinion on that, but I don't think she's particularly any worse than the others. I think she is significantly more outspoken about other issues, and therefore gives the impression that her own ministry is insignificant, that it's a springboard for her to get on and off the media, on and off television channels, and do interview after interview. I don't think she's very interested in culture and the arts, and if she were, I would like to see more evidence of it. And this plaque, I think, is just an attempt to stoke up further problems, maybe to distract from other issues that she hasn't dealt with.